and swamp tree number 2. Okay, what did we do before? We took, put this brown guy in the middle to give it a little bit more stability. Because I don't like the way these directions start off. These directions are way too... They just make way too fragile of a tree. So let's see here. We start with these 2 plates. And then a nice little tile on top. We're going to plop that onto here. Now, before we would have stuck one of these red axles in, but what did I do instead? I think I did a 1x3, or let's take a look. Let's see. I think that was the kind of axle I used before. And we stick that bad boy on our tree. There we go. It's way more solid. And then I did something else a little bit interesting. Let's see. So I kind of changed up how we're doing the stem of this tree too. Because the original design has some weird branch things sticking out of it, and that is just way too fragile for my taste. I want cool looking trees in my game, but I do not want trees that will just fall apart the second someone touches them. So we build out our stem here. Put another one of these lovely plates on top, and then, oof, what was the length of the axle I used here? I don't actually know. I don't think it was 1x3. I think it was like 1x4. Yeah, it must have been. Do I have one of those lying around in here? I think this guy is the right... Ooh. Maybe it was 1x5. Oh, yeah, it was. Ouch. A measurement that's a little bit harder for me to find. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. Found one almost right away. Perfect. From an old snow speeder. It's not even the right shade of gray. It's that old gray look. Okay, that looks good. And we'll take our other tree. We'll put this guy back together. Okay, so we got our stem modified a little bit from the original version. Let's see what we're going to do here. Stick this up. Build that up nice and tall. And then what is happening here? So we've got, I'm already remembering how much I hated this tree before. So we connect our branches here, and then some studs right around them. Okay, cool. This guy's a little bit tall, so we do need to maybe bump that camera up a little bit. And then next we got, so this was where I skipped a step last time. I don't want to do that again, because that was really annoying, especially with the way this tree is built. So that'll be there, and that'll be there. We'll put another stud right there. Okay, so I've got the first layer, the second layer. I don't want to skip these other ones. Okay, so I'm looking at it this way. Put another one of these roundy bits up here. Clip it in over here. All right. Looking good. Oh, I think this is what happened last time. I think I got so distracted admiring the shape of the tree that I didn't realize I had skipped a step. We should have 1, 2, 3 layers of plates here. 1, 2, 3. Before we go back to these circular ones. So let me plop 1, 2 circular plates. Where the heck is that? Where's that other one at? Here it is. Now we got 2 right there, and a lot more clip space up at the top. All right, and then this was why I really started to hate this tree when I was putting it together last time, because it was just filled with these branches. It's really complicated branches. Okay, so we got one of these arm doohickeys, and I don't even know how to describe that piece. Throw a leaf on over here. And then another leaf on the other side. And then two of these little two of these little guys. Let's just stick one over here. And I guess another one next to it. So something like that. And this guy, I don't know where this goes. Oh, this is the tree that goes on the spot that I got rid of. Okay, so there's really nothing to do with that one. Oh no, it doesn't. This actually goes on this somewhere. Where does it go? I'm holding the tree like this. No, I'm holding the tree like this. Okay, so this branch goes right here. I wonder if it makes more sense to change. What if we change the building angle on this camera? Something on that side. Okay, let's see. Hey, Nathan. I'm trying to see if it might be better to record maybe with I'm trying to get the best angle here so that you can actually see what I'm doing with my hands. Wonder if I do. Whoop. We're back here with Swamp Tree round 2. Oh, the first one turned out really good. There's our first one back there. I definitely think angled top down might be the way to go. Wait, I can actually do that. Hang on. Let's see here. Let's try this little tripod doohickey. Let's see. That looks good. It's kind of far though. Well, might be able to do something about that. Okay, let me actually get behind it and see the see the live feed instead of waiting to see what I can see on your end. Stick this guy in here. Okay, that might work. Let me just mark off the boundaries of the footage here so that I know what you can and cannot see. Okay, and there's our lovely little tree. Maybe we'll prop him up. Woohoo, woohoo. Oh, he's probably fine. It must be visible in the little camera anyway. Some old Mega Block. I have a lot of old Mega Bloks bricks. There were 2 entire teams that were made out of Mega Bloks Dragon stuff. So that was almost zoom out a little bit more. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, how about that? Get rid of that glare there. Yes, the nice thing about when I was using them as like units in the game and stuff is that the Mega Bloks Dragons things, I had so many of them that I could just break them. And I just be like, oh, I'll just reach into my bin and pull out more. Okay, let's see here. And if I get my habit of using my left hand to move the screen, then my silly arm won't be dragging across everything that's happening all the time. Let's move this big guy. And move this little guy. Yeah, they were like, and the teams that I made with them were the teams that had the most units they could put on the battlefield. But like, you know, the older I get, the more I'm like, well, definitely a little bit ugly to mix and match the Mega Bloks with the Legos. They're not quite as compatible as I felt like they were back when I was in 8th grade. All right, we got this little bar piece and this goes together and locks in like this. Yeah, I had all of the original Mega Bloks Dragon sets when those first came out, and then all the Crystal War sets when those came out. I was like a nutcase for those. And then I kind of moved away from the Mega Bloks altogether a little bit after that. Yeah, the quality was bad. Things would just snap apart. Those minifigures fell apart pretty, especially the very first wave of those minifigures. Yikes, those fell apart so easily. Oh, this is the branch that I replaced on the other one, so we'll just put that aside. But dang, I remember even back then, in comparison to Lego, you got so much more in a box. I remember you would get like, that was what drew me to it the first time, because I got one of those first sets when it came out, and I was like, oh my God, there's like 20 guys in this box. one of the big challenges is going to be figuring out how I'm going to do some of those teams with Lego. So one of them was like the kind of cliff dwelling people in the Crystal Wars series of sets. They had the big ships and stuff. And I really like that cliff dwelling aesthetic. But that's going to have to be built from scratch. There's just no way around it. There aren't any Lego sets that are going to have that kind of look and feel, at least not in the same way. Okay, leaves. I'm getting so tired of leaves already. They had, hang on, let me go get, I still have them because they were a team. Let me go get some of them out. Okay, they were, I would describe this as organic looking. They were these kind of, they had these sort of blue armor. They were really sick. They've still got like numbers on the back of their shields and stuff because that was how I had them numbered. And Lego doesn't really have anything that kind of matches this aesthetic very well. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do if I just kind of ditch this aesthetic altogether. But I really do like, I like the color. I like the wooden shields with the sort of like all mail armor. It's gonna take some time for me to figure out exactly what to do. Part of me is like, maybe if I stall long enough, Lego will come out with the pieces I'm looking for. But I don't think that's likely. I feel like all Lego's doing with Castle lately is just re-releasing classic Lego like factions and stuff. And they aren't really making anything new or different. I mean, the builds are new and different, but we're still getting Wolf Knights or Woodsman and stuff like that. And they're all the really classic retro themes too. Like we're not really getting anything from like the Kingdom series or Knights Kingdom 2 or anything like that. It's all the really, even Knights Kingdom 1. We're getting the real old, real classic castle. Yeah, the wood shields I don't think are too bad at all. There are Lego actually has a number of wood shields out now. They're kind of expensive because they all came in like collectible minifigures series, but they exist. But it's that armor. I don't know how I'm gonna get anywhere close to that armor. I don't know if you saw, but they have a Blacktron ship coming out next year, and that does look pretty sick. Like some more classic space stuff. In general, though, I wish Lego would do more original themes and lines with those kind of classic, like just a new castle wave or new space waves and stuff. I feel like these days it's just license sets and Ninjago. And that's almost it. And I mean, I guess I understand. I'm sure kids love Ninjago, but I like ninjas. I don't want my ninjas to be like piling robots and stuff like that, though. All right, how's that looking? Looking pretty good. Another theme I used to love as a kid was Life on Mars. Man, that theme was wild. Yeah, and it's like, and Ninjago gets so many sets every year. It's crazy how many sets Ninjago gets in comparison to everything else. And it just keeps going every year. I remember when I had the Life on Mars, that like their like Martian base with all the tubes in it and the pump. That thing was amazing. Galaxy Squad was a little bit after, I'm not gonna say after my time, but it was after my time of being interested in Lego space stuff. By then, I had fully pivoted to all medieval fantasy. Was Galaxy Squad? Which one was Galaxy Squad? Was Galaxy Squad the other one that had like the tube pump set, but it had like missiles instead of like Martian capsules flying around? Or am I thinking of a totally different line? It's true. They may go hard into D&D if that happens. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. One of the things I don't like about Lego doing a bunch of licensed things is all the licensed things are super expensive. They're all so much more pricey than they need to be. Oh, that was humans versus insect aliens. Gotcha. I did order. Oh, I didn't order. I put on my Christmas wish list the 6-pack of collectible minifigures for the Dungeons and Dragons line. So we'll see what I end up getting, and I will put whatever I find into my game. I might adapt it a little bit so it's not super obviously recognizable as Dungeons and Dragons stuff. But that is part of my plan. Oh, that is true. More parts, more designs, more sets in general. Always a good thing. I'm not gonna lie though, I feel like I'm just a big shill for China right now. But like AliExpress, if you go there and look at like the different kind of medieval custom stuff they've got there, some of it looks really neat. I haven't actually gotten any of it. I've just gotten these trees, and I bought parts, and I bought some holiday stuff as Christmas decorations. But I did not. I haven't really pursued doing any of the actual medieval stuff there. But there are some cool builds they have. Of course, I have to wonder about the ethics of purchasing some of that stuff, mainly because sometimes I'm not sure if they just take a mock that someone posted online and then they just take it and they start selling it without the original creator's permission. That's probably not cool to support that if that's what's going on there. But I don't know. I don't know definitively how I would know that. Okay, so this guy's going to clip here, and that one clips kind of like that. Yeah, there are some things I'm not torn about. Like some of the custom minifigures and stuff they sell there, I think those all look like garbage. I'm all for knockoff Lego parts for just like pieces and builds and stuff. But when it comes to minifigures, I don't really mess around with that stuff. It's got to be official Lego minifigures for me. Same thing for minifigure accessories for the most part. Got this. All right, that's looking pretty good. I do love the way this tree builds. It's a good addition to my swamp. It is just so complicated. I don't know if you were still connected or you saw during my other stream, but I did one last tree, and I was really criticizing like those earlier cherry blossom trees I was building for just trying to have me put like 6 leaves down at once. And I got to the last step of that giant tree, and it was like, and now add 48 leaves. And I was like, what? Excuse me? That was the least fun I've ever had on a step of Lego building of any kind. Like I thought it was a, like, I don't know. It felt like a meme to me. Especially because, like I was saying earlier, like it's an electronic PDF. It's not like they're saving paper or something. All right, this guy's coming together quite nicely. This swamp tree is not nearly as painful if I didn't build like 3 trees before it. I think that might have been the problem. Yeah, it must be. I was sitting there and I was like, I don't even know where to put these leaves. Like, I know I got to put 48 leaves onto the tree, but I definitely couldn't see where they go. There's just way too much clutter on the tree. I didn't even put all 48 down. I have like, I think I got like 10 I didn't use because quite frankly, I couldn't tell the difference. I was like, I might as well save those leaves for something else later. What do we got going on here? Just one little clippy guy. I don't think I have this oriented the right way. There we go. Let me know if I've got any camera issues or you got any camera suggestions. I definitely fixed the way these instructions are being projected so that you can all follow along much more easily with what's actually happening here. So that's an upgrade. I think this leaf goes here. I was talking on the phone with one of my buddies yesterday, and I was like, "Yeah, so I got all these trees I'm going to put onto the game board," and he was like, "I don't care." And I was like, "No, what do you mean you don't care?" No appreciation for the finer details. Uh-oh, I can't even tell where this branch goes. Where is this going? I think just here. Oh. Yeah, I mean, at least because I've got the game in the first place, they obviously care about all the developments that I make. I think it'd be a little bit more depressing if I were just building Legos and being like, hey, look what I made. I suspect that would result in people humoring me for about 3 minutes before they want to go do something else. Let's see, we got this locked together here. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that that's probably what everyone, not everyone, but most people who are into Legos past a certain age, I would say. Oh, I'm guessing it's just you build, you show people things, and they're like, oh, that looks cool. And they'll look at it for like 30 seconds. That'd be what I would probably imagine. That's what my wife does, to be honest. I'll be like, hey, check this thing out. And I'll have to drag her down and be like, no, look at how this building works. Look at its modular design or something. And she'll be like, okay, that's kind of neat. But that's okay. My wife is like really into gymnastics. And so whenever she tries to show me something gymnastics related, I more or less have the same reaction. So I get it. Whoop. Sleeve goes here, and this one goes here. Here-ish. There's allegedly a third leaf here. Where is it? Oh, it's down on the lower branch. Now, where does this one go? I think it goes here. And then another. Clip, and this guy. Oh, are you? You are going to have to share your thoughts, or link the link whatever pieces you're finding on Bricklink or something. That's honestly that's probably going to be the last faction that I end up adapting, which is kind of a shame because they were one of the first original factions. So they have they're kind of like, I treat them as a very fundamental faction to the game. But the difficulty to adapt them is just going to prevent me from getting them in too soon. At least with the one that's like goblins and orcs, like Lego has since then come out with so many different variants of goblins and orcs. I'm not worried about that one at all. Oh, what is happening here? Okay, I think this goes here. And this goes here. Yeah, and I understand that. That'll be something I might have to sacrifice. Part of their lore was that um, that they are where like mithril is mined, so they have mithril armor, but if I can't get my armor looking like that, then I'll either have to ditch that part of the lore or figure out something to do with them color-wise. I also really like the like antler-like horns that they had, but that's another thing that I think is definitely going to have to go. I couldn't think of a single thing that Lego had that would resemble that. Okay, this piece and these green and crimson. I like what you're saying there. I see potential. I'd have to see what it looks like ultimately, though, and then probably mess around with it and go back and forth on it a bunch of times. They're still going to be one of the last factions I end up adapting, without a doubt. The next one will be undead, because they're going to be super easy. The only hard part about them was getting held together, but I've already done that, so they should be good to go. You know, I was looking at Galaxy Squad for that reason at one point. I agree with you. I think that Galaxy Squad has there's some potential there for like medieval fantasy stuff. Leaves on leaves on leaves. Man, these things are hard to see. Another one there, and there is a third leaf hiding here allegedly. Oh, I see it. Okay, and then this guy, he's just going to go up here somewhere. Ooh. Okay, it's coming together pretty nicely. Oh, and then there's this stupid step. I don't know why it has me attach these pieces now. I should have anticipated this. These little studs. Put one there. I like to think I have pretty agile, like Lego working hands, but putting these studs in after all these other pieces are on is just torture. Oh. There we go. And another one. Here we go. That looks pretty nice. And then it wants me to put one in the middle. That's a little bit more obnoxious. I'm trying to remember, there's a bar that goes into this thing too. Yeah, on the top side. Yeah, and these little pieces, like why do this now? Why not do this before all these leaves are added to this monstrosity? I'm such a complainer. To be fair, I think this tree was like $6. So when you look at all the pieces in this bad boy, 6 ain't bad. Minifig. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Okay, we got our branches up. Okay, and then I remember, I was like, I must be almost done now. And I didn't realize there were still like 6 more branches to add. Maybe even more at this point. Okay, we got a leaf here and a leaf here. Oh, and that's it. No additional crazy leaves to be added. Cool. And then this guy goes, I'm guessing, somewhere on this end. I think it's from the Ninjago movie series. Yeah, truth be told, Ninjago's got some cool stuff out there. And I did get some things from Ninjago sets. Like I think it showed up in my playthrough, but the like the weapons merchant and the I can't even remember why I called them both, but the 2 merchant buildings are Ninjago buildings. They were like the perfect scale, and I really like the look of them. I'm just not into all the robots and the motorcycles. I think I'm gonna pick up a couple of the dragons from the Ninjago series. There's one set, I can't remember when it came out, but it's got this really cool like skeleton dragon in it. And I'm like, I need that for the undead team now. Because their old unlockable skeleton dragon thing was a Mega Bloks dragon. So I need a proper dragon for them. I can't tell. Are these just connected on top of each other? Like that? I think that's what we're going for. Yeah, probably one of the biggest thing about adapting all the factions now is almost all of them had at least one or two Mega Bloks dragons as their unlockables, and those all have to go. So so that's been a process. I think that was more or less why I settled on the factions I did when I started converting. I started with the ones that didn't really do that in the first place. The Rebels used to have a Mega Bloks dragon. But that has since been replaced. Oh, I put that leaf on the wrong side. That's true. Lego dragons are very expensive. Although, truth be told, the ones I like the most are the like Lego Creator dragons, like the 3-in-1 sets and stuff. Those dragons are neat. That is actually what I made one of the Rebels dragons, except I changed the color scheme to fit the Rebels more appropriately. And they announced one recently for next year, this like cool green dragon, and I'm like, well, I have to get that, I feel like. Although I'm not really sure what faction would benefit from them, so maybe I should restrain myself. But I'm definitely more in favor of like the brick built dragons. I know that like I think the Lego Castle, the Fantasy Era series had like these like really big, bulky, kind of dumb looking dragons that were effectively like 4 pieces or something. I'm not a fan of those. I do like the classic dragon, but that one is so small it actually couldn't be an unlockable. It's just not imposing enough. All right, we got a leaf. We got to pop more leaves in. And 1, 2, 3 of these little guys again. I have a classic black dragon too, and I love it. I adore it. It is in the game, but not as an unlockable. Okay, this leaf is all set. Where's it going? There's so much going on here. Other mythic beasts. I do have other stuff. I have a basilisk in the game. I have a griffin in the game. I think I've showed it briefly in one of my videos, but I've got a giant spider. I, of course, have a giant eagle. The Athelu, the tribal priestess for the raiders, can turn into a big rhino. What else do I got? I have a giant snake, a giant sea serpent that is also very snake-like, a giant scorpion. I don't want to say all of them because some of them will flat out spoil what some of the factions are. I feel like if I say what they are. But I do have variety. I definitely have more dragons than anything else because, dragons are dragons, and I feel like you should have a bunch of dragons. but I got other stuff too. Okay, so we got a leaf. Let me move that out of the way again. Leaf here, leaf, I think leaf here and leaf here. One of these little guys. And one of these here. Cool. I'm on my Chromebook from, but I left my charger at work, so that'll be interesting. I think we can finish this tree before my Chromebook runs out of battery. That's the hope. Yeah, the space place in general is an area I'm looking at to pillage some parts. Haven't done it yet, but it's on my list. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm slipping one leaf somewhere I can barely see. Here it goes. Maybe we'll spin it that way. All right, we're gonna do another leaf. I'm gonna assume that we're just gonna stick some small leaves on it. I have no idea where those are on that little instruction thing. So we're just gonna pop some on and hope for the best. Then another leaf. And another pin, because this thing goes is so tall. And now a big leaf. I hope this looks as chaotic and confusing for you as it does for me. And then a bunch more little leaves. Okay, so this guy we'll put here. Oop. Oh, that's a lot more secure. That there. Oh, and that's it. Let's throw this guy on top. Okay, can admire the beauty of this tree. This looks like a good looking swamp tree. Okay, now what did I do before? I took this thing. And how did I do this? I attached it on. Oh, I used one of these. I did something like this. Okay. Look at that. Beautiful. That is probably going to be all I've got time to do today. I do still have work tomorrow. but I wanted to build another one of these before the weekend. And put all these pieces off to the side. Got all these Technic axles I have. Add to my collection. Oh, I've got an extra leaf. Probably missed a step. We'll just put that to the side too. All right, that's the end of those two swamp trees. I don't have any more like them. I think I got at least one other tree that's swamp-y in nature, but not an actual swamp tree, or not one of those. And I've still got all these mushrooms to plop into. That'll be cool. Check out Atlantis minifigure. I actually have a number of Atlantis minifigures already. I liked the Atlantis line. Actually, I didn't really like the Atlantis line, but I liked like 2 or 3 sets in the Atlantis line a lot. Like the one that actually had the sunken city and the one that had the big portal on the top of it. Those were bangers of sets. All the other ones were just like submarines though. And I was kind of bored of submarines by then. I wish it told me how many pieces were in this altogether, because then I could make a clickbaity video and be all like, X amount of thousands of pieces in these trees, all that good stuff. But that's okay. And I've got all these extra leaves over here, so I can probably build maybe 1 or 2 other trees. Who knows? Very happy with it. Alrighty, so that is going to be probably the end of this stream. And then I don't know when I'll stream next. Maybe I should try to like schedule it and post that before I actually start streaming instead of just spontaneously streaming. Probably a good idea. I'm very new to the whole streaming kind of thing, so we'll see what works and what doesn't. And alrighty. So other than that, I guess I don't think I'll stream again until I'm gonna guess after Christmas, just by virtue of the fact that I will not be anywhere worth streaming anything. So I'll be out of town for a few days. Maybe not though. I should hopefully upload between now and Christmas as well though. A proper video. Nothing too crazy, but at least something. Other than that, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time here in the Circle of Realms. Be happy, be healthy, be well, all that good stuff. And there's the end stream button. Take care.